artists. It is wonderful season of fall. And like I will say in many of these videos that you will click on throughout our virtual art room is that, well, Williamson, we love our big pumpkin day. Oh, artists, real fast, let me show you. I don't know if you can tell, but I even have the Mona Lisa in my at-home art studio. Ooh, I'm in my at-home art studio right now. All right, to get into the spirit of things, for this Read Aloud Choice lesson, after I read the book, you are more than welcome to create an art piece inspired by the book. This is called Big Pumpkin, and it is about some funny fellows that really want to make some good pumpkin pie. The Big Pumpkin by Erika Silverman. Once there was a witch who wanted to make pumpkin pie, so she planted a pumpkin seed. She weeded and watered, and after a while a sprout poked out. And then a pumpkin grew, and it grew, and it grew, and then it grew some more. Soon Halloween was just hours away. The witch thought about pumpkin pie and bent down to take her pumpkin off the vine. Well, she pulled and she tugged and she pulled. First she pulled hard and then she pulled even harder, but that pumpkin just sat. Drat, said the witch. Just then along came a ghost. Big pumpkin, said the ghost. It's big and it's mine, but it's stuck on the vine, and Halloween's just hours away, said the witch, and she kicked that pumpkin. I am bigger than you and stronger too, boasted the ghost. Let me try. Humph, said the witch, but she thought about pumpkin pie and stepped aside. The ghost bent down to take the pumpkin off the vine. Well, he pulled and he tugged and he pulled. First he pulled hard and then he pulled harder, but that pumpkin just sat. Drat, said the ghost. Just then along came a vampire. Big pumpkin, said the vampire. It's big and it's mine, but it's stuck on the vine. And Halloween's just hours away, said the witch. And she kicked that pumpkin. Poor pumpkin. Oh, I am bigger than both of you, and stronger too, boasted the vampire. Let me try. Humph, said the witch. Humph, said the ghost. But they thought about pumpkin pie and they stepped aside. The vampire bent down to take the pumpkin off the vine. Well, he pulled and he tugged and he pulled. First he pulled hard and then he pulled harder, but the pumpkin just sat. Drat, said the vampire. Just then along came a mummy. Big pumpkin, said the mummy. It's bigger and it's mine, but it's stuck on the vine. And Halloween's just hours away, said the witch, and she kicked that pumpkin. I am bigger than all of you and stronger too, boasted the mummy. Let me try. Humph, said the witch. Humph, said the ghost. Humph, said the vampire. But they thought about pumpkin pie and they stepped aside. The mummy bent down to take the pumpkin off the vine. Well, she pulled and she tugged and she pulled. First she pulled hard and then she pulled harder, but the pumpkin just sat. Drat, said the mummy. Just then along came a bat. Big pumpkin, said the bat. The witch didn't say a word. She just looked at the ghost and rolled her eyes. The ghost looked at the vampire looked at the mummy. They all looked at the little bat, and they started to laugh. I may not be big, and I may not be strong, said the bat, but I have an idea, and that bat told them what to do. Humph, said the witch. Humph, said the ghost, and humph, said the vampire, and humph, said the mummy. but they thought about pumpkin pie and bent down to take the pumpkin off the vine. Ready, set, pull, called the bat. The bat pulled the mummy, and the mummy pulled the vampire, and the vampire pulled the ghost, and the ghost pulled the witch, and the witch pulled the pumpkin. Well, they pulled and they tugged and they pulled. First, they pulled hard, and then they pulled harder, and snap! Off came the pumpkin. Drat, said the witch. Whoosh, it flew and flew. Thud, it landed on top of a hill. Thump, thump, thump. It bounced all the way down to the witch's house, and then it got to her door. The pumpkin just sat. Hooray for the bat, shouted the witch, and she hurried inside to make the pumpkin pie. Said the ghost. Have some more, said the witch. Couldn't eat another bite, said the vampire. Fun party, said the mummy. Time to go, said the bat. Drat, said the witch, and she watched them all leave. Then she went right out and planted another pumpkin seed. All right, artists, I hope you enjoyed hearing that story. I hope the big pumpkin inspired you to make some artwork. Check out the artwork I have around the classroom for you to explore. Think about maybe incorporating some things that you might get from your in the classroom art room, or even from the virtual art room in the past, like things that you learned about line, or maybe my online learners, my remote learners that click on the Mona Lisa for their version of the in classroom lesson. See what you can get from that. Awesome listening, artists.